The old hospital had been abandoned for years. It was a relic of a bygone era when medicine was more art than science, and the building itself seemed to have absorbed the pain and suffering of the patients who had passed through its halls. Few people dared to venture inside, but for those brave enough to explore its dark corridors, they would soon learn that the hospital was not as empty as it seemed. As the sun began to set, a group of friends decided to explore the abandoned hospital. They had heard rumors of strange noises and sightings in the building, but they didn't believe in ghosts or hauntings. They were there for the thrill of the adventure. The first thing they noticed was the silence. There was no sound except for the faint echo of their footsteps on the cold, hard floor. The air was thick with the smell of mildew and decay. As they explored the hospital, they saw that the walls were covered in peeling. As they walked down the dimly lit hallways, they heard strange noises. It sounded like footsteps echoing in the distance, but when they turned to investigate, there was no one there. Suddenly, they heard a blood-curdling scream, and they all froze in terror. The scream echoed through the halls, and they could feel the fear in their hearts. As they continued to explore, they found themselves in the old operating room. The room was filled with rusted surgical equipment, and the tables were stained with blood. The friends felt a chill run down their spines, as if the ghosts of the past were still haunting the room. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out. The friends were plunged into total darkness. They fumbled for their flashlights, but they wouldn't turn on. They were completely alone in the pitch-black hospital. Then they heard footsteps coming towards them. They shone their flashlights towards the sound, but they saw nothing. The footsteps grew louder, and they could feel their hearts pounding in their chests. They knew they had to get out of there. As they ran towards the exit, they heard whispers all around them. It sounded like the patients were still there, whispering their last words from beyond the grave. The friends were petrified, but they pushed on, running towards the exit. When they finally burst out of the hospital, they were gasping for air. They turned back to look at the building, and they saw a figure standing in the window watching them. It was a ghostly apparition, a patient who had never left the hospital. The friends never spoke of their experience again, but they would never forget the terror they had felt inside the abandoned hospital. They knew that the building was haunted, and that they had come face to face with the supernatural. From that day on, they stayed far away from the old hospital, never daring to venture inside again.